Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles here. This is your host, Christian Paul speaking. What you're about to see in this episode contains graphic content, whether it's like graphic visuals or graphic language or both. Even though I personally won't be saying these things for professional reasons, to actually try to prove a point professionally and as respect of professionalism, there will be clips in there that may be obscene to some viewers involved. Like some may find appalling, like some of the way that people speak when those clips are shown. Some of them may be found appalling. This is why I'm trying to give you like a heads up literally ahead of time. There will be a clean version of this where those clips will not be shown, or if they are shown, like the words would probably more will definitely be edited out. All right, just please take note of that. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm asking you a question. You sound like hold on. Relax, Shirley. Your man ain't here, and he couldn't afford to get in this building. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm asking you, who said disrespectful?
It's man disrespectful, boy. You
Shut the fuck up. Stop playing. Stop. You're my nigga done fuck you, nigga, like in the Airbnb. Get the fuck on out.
Actually, you should know enough to know he's fucking packed.
Stop playing. Get over here. Stop playing.
You just like to disrespect a woman like that. No, nigga.
I'm talking facts, nigga. I'm talking facts, nigga.
Just lame niggas.
I'm talking facts, nigga.
You not, nigga.
Let somebody say something. I'm talking facts, nigga.
Happy, nigga. You want happy?
Nigga, my boy fucked you in the Airbnb that I rented, nigga. That I paid, nigga. That I paid the whole money. Don't come over here talking that shit. All that cap you been doing on all motherfucking Fresh and Fit. Big Act is here now.
Oh, yeah.
My nigga fucked the shit up. Yo, the nigga gave you a fucking rose, bitch, and he fucked the shit out of you. That's facts. And say something about it. Say something about it. That's why you on camera. Facts. That's why you're on camera. Get on camera. We can talk about it. Get on camera. We talk about it. I'll FaceTime my nigga right now. I'll FaceTime that. Y'all nigga say you had the loosest pussy he fucked in 10 years, nigga. Get on camera and talk about it. Thought so. Won't talk about it.
Okay.
Is he coming back? I don't think so. Where my phone at?
All right, Fresh. That's not Fresh.
Exactly.
Okay, so
hold on. We're not done.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, proud lame, certified super beta male simp man guy with no game, extremely socially awkward, that has no idea what he's doing, Christian Paul here. Okay. And what we're actually digging into right now is part 2 of the crazy controversy that went down between DJ Academic, SNEAKO on the FreshandFit podcast. Okay? Now, in this episode here, we're going to actually dig into Pinky and the Brain's response after all the crazy controversy that happened up in their last episode. Right? And what I mean by Pinky and the Brain, I'm talking about respectively Marvin Gaines and Fresh Prince CEO. Right? So, no further comment involved at the moment. Let's try to react to see what really went down, because I already fully discussed about the situation with SNEAKO and DJ Academics, which we already did in the last part. But I want to actually focus on my attention directly at these two dudes right here. Okay, they're literally on the verge of 1 million subscribers up on YouTube, and they have a very strong following on Twitch. So let's get right into it.
The future, $1 for Michael Meestroke, and then last one here, King, $5 from Great Britain goes. Myron, I have so much respect for you. You put blood, sweat, and tears into the building. This platform. Don't let act ruin what you built. SNEAKO gets a pass. All right. So
okay,
go ahead, my friend. Take it away.
Guys. So you tuned into the show Wednesday night. We did a one-on-one show. Me and Myron talking about certain topics, and then we did a show with the girls with Mike Rashid and Brandon Carter. So we had a great show. 2 hours and I think 20 minutes in, and then Academics and SNEAKO pulled up after their podcast on off the record. So what happened was they were lit off their mind. I don't know what they were drinking.
And the question was, why are you allowed to actually come on your professional podcast in an episode literally inebriated all the way crazy? Why would you allow them to do it? Right?
Maybe the Henny, but they were lit. So Chris, as he thought, brought them on to the podcast, and he didn't text me, but he just brought them on, as he thought that they were supposed to be on. And what happened was, they came on, SNEAKO came in first, had some very funny remarks, and then started attacking Miss Brazil, and she called him shrimp dick. So I mean,
there we go. No, he shouldn't have done that.
Warranted, I get it. In between, it's a little back and forth. And then I came in.
Well, he is Asian, so I see where she came from with that, but that's fine.
And then I came in with the fire, of course, as usual. Now, as the host, you guys are right. I should have been more accountable and say, you know what? Let me control this scenario more than I should have. Absolutely. My thing was, cool. The guests on the show, they weren't here for the whole show. I'm gonna let them rock. But I didn't realize that they were so lit that they were like, oh shit, like really go gunning for the girls. So it was definitely my bad. I got to take accountability for that, and I messed up there.
Good.
That being said, Chris, I told you, nigga, end the show. Chris is like, ugh.
Now, I'm actually go a bit further on what they're saying. Instead of actually Chris ending the show right there, why don't Fresh here, this little gentleman up front, why don't you pull DJ Academics out to the side or pull him in the hallway and try to check to see if he's good? To like, pull both him and Sneak outside so that stuff really don't get crazy, and you let the other guests like Mike Rashid as well as Brandon Carlili speak to the ladies and actually like get their whole genuine output and let them speak in a civil manner where you guys pull them out, discuss to see if everything's okay. And if they actually get literally off the henny, all you have to do is literally send them both back home, okay? They're welcome to actually come back for another episode. If you actually support Mind and Dying, they supported you. Give them a break, send their stuff back home, okay? And then have them come back the next day while they're literally feeling fully sober. That would have been the best way to do it. Now, if they start resisting and if they start acting a fool, okay, now you got a case to literally try to force them out. You have no other choice but to force them out, and you can involve Myron into the whole fray as well. But that'll be able to cut Myron some slack while he's focusing on the sound, which he's going to explain very shortly on, while he's handling some business, dealing with all the audio and all the other things. And then Chris can actually keep the whole flow of the whole show going while the guests really explain themselves on all these opinions while you actually handle those two behind the scenes. As you guys have said, you and Myron are the main moderators of the whole show. Actually, Myron being the main moderator, you being the assistant. So any mess up any mess up that's been made on that podcast, any professional that's shown that's not actually been checked, unfortunately, it will end up falling on the three of you. Myron, you, FreshandFit CEO, as well as Chris Poxon. All right, let's continue.
Like I said, end the show, but to be fair, I think it was loading whatever, but I wanted to end way earlier, but I guess it didn't work, so it's the way it is.
Yeah, StreamYard is very slow at closing. Yeah. Anything else?
But still, even though StreamYard closes, okay, y'all still could literally pull them out from the side so that everything literally flows smoothly and just edit the show out. That could have been done also.
And then, yeah, man, guys, not every show is going to be the same. Sometimes it's good and bad. We do it live, guys, so like, yes, we want to control the environment, but for the most part, like, Myron got up for sound.
Understandable.
And Chris was doing his thing behind the scenes.
Understandable.
So,
and that's on you to actually take care of those guests when shit really gets out of hand. Pull them out to the side where the guests literally try to talk themselves so that the show will be able to run smoothly rather than you sitting up there and letting all these guests literally run around and act a fool and you being hesitant. You got to be the sealer, okay? You got to be like the hard ass literally trying to pull them back to the side. You got to be the extremely stubborn motherfucker, okay, to pull those two up on the side, either in the bathroom or up in Myron's room, and try to check if they're okay in a very professional tone, in a very discreet manner. That's your job.
Let's go the same way.
So I'll also so just so you guys know, right? That day, as you guys know, we had sound issues, right? Like the sound was randomly coming in and off, and as you guys know, pretty much I'm the one that built the studio. So if something goes wrong, I feel extremely responsible for making sure that we get things back up again, because really the only person that knows how the studio is fully connected is me. So you guys might say Chris, Elmo, etc., but to some degree, sometimes if there's a faulty wire or whatever, the only person that can really figure it out is me 9 out of 10 times if it's not like an equipment issue, right?
Yeah.
So since we were having those issues and we had SNEAKO here and we had Academics, I was like, fuck, Academics is there. Hey, you want to jump on stream? Again, I didn't know that they had been drinking to that extent.
He should have banned them thoroughly before they actually came on and make sure that they were okay. That's what he should have did. And like with the gentleman there that had the super chat before, I fully agree with what that fan actually says.
But it doesn't fucking matter. I take full responsibility. I shouldn't have fucking left. 1,000%.
Myron, it's not really, your issue is not really you leaving. You're fine the way it is. I know you're handling the stuff that's set up. But what the three of you guys should have done, you should have had a plan to see, just in case if like one folks get out and you have to actually try to flank Castle. If you're away, either Chris or Fresh has to make sure that you pull one of the guests outside that's actually being rowdy and disrespectful, okay? Whether it's male or female, okay? Make sure that they're okay, make sure they're good to go, and if they're not good to go and they act rebellious trying to find you, that security kick them out right there and there. Just like that. Y'all said actually had that plan literally before the episode literally started.
I shouldn't have left. And I know you guys are, banging on Fresh like, hey, you're the host, you need to do whatever. Guys, that's not really Fresh's job. That's my fucking job.
It is Fresh's job. It's the three of y'all's job because you run the show together. Even though you're the main head and you're the majority owner, FreshandFit is literally yours, as well as Fresh Prince CEO's name, and Chris Pox and literally run behind the scenes. Without the three of y'all together, this show literally would be a dud. One of them falls off the show literally would be a dud right now had it not been for the three of you together. So yes, all three of y'all should share responsibility for the mistake that y'all made.
I'm supposed to be the one to really, make sure.
And I'm not trying to shift the blame away from Myron here. Yes, this is Myron's fault, but the blame has to be shared between all three of them, as well as DJ Academics and SNEAKO.
That the cadence of the show hits a certain level, the quality of the shows is of a certain level, and making sure that things are done in a certain way. So that's on me. It's not on Fresh. So I shouldn't have got up in the fucking first place, all right? And my thing was I was more concerned with the sound and making sure that the chat and everything else was moving.
And that's fine. That's reasonable. We're not faulting you with the whole sound and everything. That's not the issue. You handling the sound and everything, that's really normal. We want to try and make sure everything runs smoothly. That's fine. The issue actually lies on Fresh Chris for making sure like all the guests actually stay calm and then make sure the whole show literally doesn't get out of order while you're gone literally running the sound behind the scenes. Or you get one of your sound guys to actually help improve it better while you can still stay on if you want to take the alternative route as well. Sid Myron, you yourself, should you actually take the route, you can actually hire a sound guy that actually knows more about sound engineering within your studio so that they'll be able to actually make all the technical, make sure they have all the technicalities. You'll be able to actually teach the ropes on like how you built the studio and all those things. And he'll be able to master all the sound parts and a whole 9 yards. Probably be able to master it better than you can, right? So that the show will literally run smoothly.
Very smoothly in the background. I didn't even know what was transpiring here because when one of the girls walked off, Red, I told her, right? This is how much I didn't know what was going on. I told her, yo, if you walk off, you can't come back. But I didn't know that Ack was attacking her personally.
Yeah.
I thought he was arguing with Brazil. But again, I was in and out making sure that the sound was good and making sure things behind the scenes were, good. Because my thing is, you guys know I'm really big on, I'm a Nazi when it comes to content quality, right? So that's on me, bro, guys. It's not on Academics or on Fresh.
It is on Academics because he was the one that actually chose to be disrespectful towards the women that are on the podcast. Wailing Lee, inebriated or not, that was his personal decision to literally act a fool. That's on him too, okay? Also, that's on SNEAKO too because they're the ones that actually made the decision. They made the personal decision themselves to literally choose to act out right in front of the whole crowd, okay? Right in front of the whole show. That's them too.
Whatever, I shouldn't have fucking got up in the first place, all right? As the guy that's supposed to make sure that the cadence of the show is of a certain level, I shouldn't be getting up, period, right? And that's on me. I take full responsibility. Okay. And then also, I want to say this as well, because a lot of you guys are saying, like, fuck SNEAKO, fuck Academics, y'all need to stop rocking with them, blah, blah, blah. What I'm going to say is this. I am not going to turn my back on people that have helped us out. You guys can get mad at me and say I'm an asshole. You guys could say, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. But Academics was there for us when everybody came with pitchforks. SNEAKO was there for us when people came and was talking shit as well.
Now, when it comes with the pitchfork situation, ladies and gentlemen, right, the pitchforks literally came when FreshandFit's authenticity was literally questioned by all the controversies that actually spewed after they feud with Auburn Preach over literally paying for box, right? And when they get called out and like when folks really try to expose them with the controversies that they had and the moment that actually from Auburn Preach really criticized FreshandFit on the whole comment with paying for box up on their channel, and then FreshandFit literally get into a hissy fit and actually calling Auburn Preach ad hominems, and Abba and Priest really going gung-ho and Priest really literally looking to literally come through in Miami and literally beat their ass up in the boxing mats while FreshandFit were literally challenging Auburn Priest and challenging Priest to the boxing match, literally disrespecting Priest's wife. And they're not the only ones really doing that to Preach, by the way. They actually done this stuff to literally Steve the Dean Williams. They disrespected him. They disrespected his weight and the way that his bald head was. They also disrespected the gentleman from Playback, Agent 00 and Low. All right, like making fun of Low's weight as well, making fun of him being obese and all that stuff, creating ad hominems for him also. Okay, so they've done it before. They've known they're doing these types of things. They've actually matured over time from that. But that's where the controversy came when the moment all the exposures literally came out, and you see a woman as she came by that literally got pregnant by Myron here, and ended up having to terminate the pregnancy. Right, they ended up having to terminate the pregnancy due to whatever reasons unknown they may be, due to their concerns of like how Myron treated women, basically on her accusations, based on her allegations. And that's how the craze was literally unfolded. And then you see another chaos that came by when it came with Anna Quinn and her fitness channel, Anna Quinn Fitness, who is currently doing what her was son at the time. And they FreshandFit basically doxed her on the earlier days, and she had all they guests really came by and literally disrespected her and trolled her, and literally gave her all these unnecessary comments. And I watched literally the whole thing, okay. And even I ended going from Authentic Alphas, right, who actually expose like what they do in the in-house behind the scenes after working there for some time, okay. And he exposed basically Myron's game on he being like the master of literally cold approach, and come to find out that he actually exposed all that and threw it out the mud. I'll post a video to that actually below. I'll post videos actually related to those evidence as well to actually show all these crazy accusations and all like the muds that FreshandFit are actually talking about. When it comes to these things, we have Deanna, who actually been an originator of cold approaching since he was 14 years old. All that's going to be linked down below. You see like what Myron's true intents are and like how manipulative he can be mainly, and basically Fresh and Chris basically being like the lapdogs and the yes men, following all his orders, right? Hence why I went with the term of FreshandFit being picky in the brain. Let's continue.
Just because people are talking shit about you, or you might not be all the way up, or whatever the fuck it may be, I'm not going to turn my back on you. I always remember the people that helped us out when we were down. Academics has done a lot of things for us behind the scenes that you guys might not necessarily know, and I don't expect you to know. But there's no way that I'm going to, be a fair weather friend and be like, oh, bro, fuck this shit. Hey, he drank. Mistakes were made. It is what it is. Like, everyone's human here, and he took accountability for it, and I'm going to take accountability for it too. I shouldn't have got up. I should have been able to intervene and, make sure that the quality of the show was of a certain level. But hey, it happened, and shit happens. You know what I mean? You get in arguments with your friends and your brothers every now and then, and it happens. But for you guys like saying, oh, fuck academics, never let him back on, never let SNEAKO on. Well, I guess y'all got to unsubscribe then, because we're going to continue to fuck with them. They're our friends, and they do a lot with us behind the scenes. Okay, I'm not going to turn my back on somebody just because they made a mistake or some shit where.
And also take note, like this, like what he did, what DJ Academics did on that podcast, that was not his first time. He actually argued with another woman that actually literally had a gun in her purse, literally behind the scenes, acting a fool, and she actually pulled a gun out up on stage. Right? He's done this before. He has done this before. He has been arguing with women, literally acting a fool with them before. I've actually discussed this on the last part of the whole ordeal with this whole controversy. Y'all can actually take that video up below as well.
Media is trying to drag them because we've been in that position before and people turn their back on us. So I will never do that to somebody else.
And also, we're all human. We make mistakes, bro.
Absolutely.
So I made a mistake. Single made a mistake. I made a mistake. It isn't. So like things happen, guys. So I get it. Hold us accountable, but do understand that we're human as well.
Good.
So
yeah. So
And
go ahead.
you guys don't understand. When we do live shows and stuff like that, a lot of things go behind the scenes, on air and stuff like that.
That's understandable. And you have security lead back the whole deal while you actually running the show with women as well. And they actually could have pulled in at what y'all could have done. What you and Fresh could have done, Chris. You could have had security pull out DJ Academics, okay? Because he's getting literally too buck wild. You could have literally pulled him, have the security pull him out outside, or pull him in Myron's room to check to see if he's okay, and just have him exit stage left. That's what y'all should have done, and y'all failed to do it.
Fresh is human. He didn't know what's going on or what's going to happen.
And that's understandable. But you gotta do it based off a gut reaction. You gotta actually be socially freaking aware. You have to literally be socially aware of your surroundings, man. You gotta read the whole freaking room, and that's your problem. Yeah, you struggle even doing that. And that's why you're up in this little like whole crazy space. You're embroiled up in this current controversy right now. Like y'all been had many times over the past few months.
Sometimes he doesn't know what someone else is gonna say and things like that.
Okay. And the moment that they start reacting, they need to be more socially aware of how they react. The more that they do that, just kick them out. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm telling you, man, it literally falls on y'all. Literally falls on y'all. You know, you really have to take full blame for like what y'all did. You should have security involved to pull DJ Academics out in order to prevent him from literally going overboard and literally fully imploding the whole episode. Literally fully imploding the whole episode.
So a lot of our guests that come onto our platform is because of Fresh. So if he has a certain demeanor about himself and certain respect for our guests on our
and that's fine. You can still have the certain respect for your guests for your platform. There's nothing wrong with being kind. There's nothing wrong with being respectful. There's nothing wrong with being professional. But all you simply have to do, and you ain't gotta be a complete a-hole, whatever it may be. All you have to do is really just simply like use your body, you try to pull him away slowly, softly, and try to get SNEAKO and actually just pull him and say, hey, come here, I need you guys coming by the side, please come with me. And be friendly and be kind and try to take them an okay in private. And that would have been respectful, and that would have been the best professional way to go so that you be able to maintain respect. Everyone's integrity and respect is maintained. That would have been the best way to go.
Platform, as so do Myron. Then you guys have to understand that, hey, listen, if AK comes on SNEAKO, he doesn't think that they're going to go out and say certain things.
Which is why it's a bigger reason why you need to be socially aware of like how people react and how people act on the show. And the moment they literally act out of line, as Myron said, as Myron would literally try to Frank Castle woman and like certain men actually come on the show, and the moment they get out of line, the moment that DJ Academics and SNEAKO get way out of line based on what's been going on, they've been disrespectful towards women, right? That should have been your cue to try to Frank Castle them, or at least pull them to the side, check them if they're okay, and if they are not okay, you don't deem them okay. And if Act continues to be rebellious, or SNEAKO continues to be rebellious and literally acts a fool, then just Frank Castle them, just like you do with the majority of women that are literally on your show. That should have been your job between the three of you.
So you guys ease up. I'm reading the comments, I'm reading the chat, but at the end of the day, guys, we do a lot.
Hold on, I want to try and go back 10 seconds real quick. And they said, I gotta say, boys, it's wild how y'all hold the girls accountable publicly, but hold the guys accountable privately. In some ways, I fully agree with the style that they're doing. I gotta feel what this woman is actually saying, consistently, kind of shakily, and that the appointment boys, oh man, they
AK
really
comes on
right now.
SNEAKO, he doesn't think that they're gonna go out and say certain things. So you guys ease up. I'm reading the comments, I'm reading.
Ain't no reason to win the fans, man, because at the end of the day, that falls on you.
In the chat, but at the end of the day, guys, we do it live.
But it's still inexcusable. That's on y'all. You should have ran it a lot better. And again, this is a good example of how to respect this currency and how to actually maintain professionalism when running a podcast. That right there.
Live.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. At the end, here's the thing, man. You guys blame me. Blame me for it.
Nah, blame all three of y'all. All three of y'all deserve to have the blame.
I shouldn't have got up. That all.
And again, Myron is fine. Is handling the sound. But if you're really that concerned, just hire the sound engineer to actually solve your issues and teach them the roles of how you built the studio. That's all you need to do. All right? Blame all three of y'all.
The issue stem from me standing up. So
all three of y'all.
When my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all. Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
I never meant to call you when it's wrong.
Three of y'all.
And going in the back and being prioritized with fucking sound. That's where the fucking issue arises. It's not with Fresh. It's not with Academics.
It is with all five of y'all.
It's not with SNEAKO. It's our shit. We're supposed to control our shit. So
there we go. This is why the fault is on Myron, Fresh, and Chris, and DJ Academics and SNEAKO for choosing to act out in this manner.
Comes on and acts a little bit crazy. That's on us, man. And more importantly, it's on me. So I know you guys say Fresh is useless. Fuck Fresh. He can't speak. Though some of those things are true that he can't speak. It's still on me that the quality of the show disintegrated. Not on Fresh, not on anybody else, bro. Because at the end of the day, this is Fresh and Fit. This isn't academics. This isn't SNEAKO. So if they come on and they act a little bit crazy, whatever it may be, it's on us to kind of reel it in, and we didn't do that. And that's my fucking responsibility. All right? But with that said, y'all are going to continue to see SNEAKO and academics here.
I'm going to leave that for the end.
Because they're our friends at the end of the day behind the scenes.
Facts.
And they've done a lot of things for us behind the scenes to help us out. So I'm not going to turn my back on anybody. I don't give a fuck. Academics can get arrested for murder tomorrow. I'm not going to turn my back on him. That's just the way it is. Call it stupid. I've lost. My loyalty sometimes has got me in trouble with people, but I'm not going to turn my back on anybody if they help us out. You guys, I'm take that shit very, very seriously. If you helped us on the way up, I'm always going to retract that ladder and make sure you climb up with us. I don't give a fuck what people say about it.
Oh, really? Oh, really? It's just very, very interesting. Maybe there's some clip that DJ Academics actually posted up earlier up on the Switch.
You see when I go on Fresh and Fit, nigga, I take that shit over, nigga. It's my shit now. Anywhere I go, my shit. I gotta be a gladiator, nigga. How your young bulls pass you? I make sure my young bulls, I keep my foot on their necks. Any young bull I ever had, I put my foot on their necks. Snake. 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 Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake?
And what happened with the boys when they actually came through in Miami with Fresh and Fit is very interesting. Let's continue.
What you? So,
What's that?
All right.
yeah.
Smooth.
Yep. Same thing with Andrew Tate and everybody else, man. They were gunning for Andrew. No, we got your back.
Yeah.
If you rock with Fresh and Fit, we rock with you for life.
All the way, man.
All right, phone calls.
Cool. Yeah, let's hit the phone calls.
And then I want to say one thing too about Mike Rashid. So people saying in the chat, "Oh, Mike Rashid got up and left and left the show."
Clarify that, yeah, please.
Guys, I played it on my stream on my channel. I'm gonna say it again. Mike Rashid got up. Yes, he didn't feel the most comfortable, but he got up because one, he had to use the bathroom, and two, he had to leave because he didn't eat all day. So he got up because, hey guys, I didn't eat all day. Can we get this going so I can head out? I love you guys, but I gotta eat. Understand?
We never heard that throughout the whole stream when actually we were watching the whole stuff. If that's the case, why didn't you excuse yourself and actually pull him behind the scenes to see if he was really looking to be hungry and all that stuff? We never heard that through part of the whole stream, or maybe it's like the big parts and all that stuff. Am I bugging? Because I watched the whole entire stream just like he did. And I want to try and make sure we try to get this right. Clearly, Mike Rashid actually literally going off on DJ Academics for literally going gun-ho on the Brazilian chick, and he was actually being fed up with what actually he said. And based on what he definitely said on that clip that's actually been shown, if I'm not mistaken, he basically said, hey, you guys acting clownish, this is getting ridiculous, or if I could try to relate, this is getting out of hand. You guys sound corny. The moment he dropped this mic, he said, you guys are corny, and he left. Right? So, and this is what I heard basically from Mike Rashid himself from what I watched on the stream. So I don't understand what type of food they talking about, whether he's hungry. I never even heard that straight off his mouth on the public stream for everyone else to literally watch. Right? So either Fresh is literally lying out his teeth, or Mike was actually trying to talk to Fresh behind the scenes even before then, or even try to pull him or mine saying he gotta go, he gotta eat, but like, say that's true, or if that's the case, it would be pulled aside, but because the lad ain't even work and the foreman came by, someone's lying through their teeth right now. Literally lying through their teeth right now.
Understandable. He got up, told the team, sat back down.
Yeah.
Now, I said to Chris, end the show, he thought...
That's true. He did end the show. It took a while with StreamYard to end it, because it's StreamYard is actually trying to slow itself down. But still, you need to actually try to pull yourself out the side. That would be the best way to go. Have security pull them out if it gets too crazy. so that the rest of the women that are up in the stage and the guests will feel more comfortable and they'll be able to have a civil discussion.
It was over, so he got up. He's still cool with us, bro. So like all that narrative, like, oh, Micah doesn't like Fresh and Fit, guys. He wanted to leave because he wanted to eat some food. That's what it was, bro.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad you mentioned. I almost forgot that. Yeah, guys, he was hungry. I mean, look at the guy. He's jacked. He's huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we understand he's jacked, he's huge, but what we saw in the clip was a very different story, Myron.
He needs to get them calories.
We gotta eat, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it was late at night too. You know, him and Brandon guys are pretty. They wake up earlier. They're productive members. They're not degenerates like us, where we wake up in the middle of the afternoon to do our nighttime show, right? So they're night owls like us, and we understand and we respect that. So shout out to Mike for coming back and finishing out the show. But it wasn't necessarily him walking off because he had stuff to do. He was tired, etc. So that's kind of what happened as well, man. So just to let y'all know the full context of what was going on. But we're cool with everybody. Brandon is a close friend. Mike is a good friend. Anytime we're in California, we go out there and go on his podcast and collab with him. You know, Mike doesn't agree with everything we say, but that doesn't mean shit because he's still a good man. He also, another guy, stood by us when everyone was talking shit. Yeah. So I'm going to exercise that same exact, energy and reciprocate. If you stand by us when everyone's coming at us, then we're going to do the same thing with you regardless. If you rock with Fresh and Fit, we rock with you no matter what. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about you because we know what it's like to get your name smeared in the media.
Oh, yeah, we definitely
with
know.
These fucking losers over at Shade Room, etc., trying to push a certain narrative, whatever the fuck it may be. So, yeah, that's how it goes, man. Cool. So,
all right, I want to try and get some very interesting clips. I want to try and go over with some videos here to show some of the little hypocrisy and basically what's really going on moving forward. And we'll try to dig to that real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, here come Fit, Myron Gaines, self-proclaimed high-value male, self-proclaimed alpha male, with super proclaimed game, the master of cold approaching. You see, ignoring. Ouch. Oh man, self-proclaimed socially awkward nerd. Beta male simp. Just like me.
Why you simping?
Ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to Aberrant Preach on this clip, by the way, that we will be playing.
Word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card.
I saw she hadn't been tainted yet. She hadn't been like in certain circles where like, you know what? Damn, she's gone through the streets.
Dude, she doesn't want club, bro. Honestly, she didn't want to do this live stream. She's doing this for me, so I appreciate her for that.
Do I know you?
Do I know you? This is your alpha male dating coach.
I tell y'all, man, Fresh and Fit are literally just like me, the socially awkward nerd with no game, super simping.
Why you simping?
Extremely the super beta male simp man, John, whatsoever. They literally on my level. Oh man. All right, Myron, Fresh, Chris. I fully understand that this is your show. I understand this is your show. You have every single right to do whatever you want to do. That's your choice. This is your right to do it. This is your right to host however you please. And what I'm actually getting at, what I'll give you credit for, is due to the fact that you're actually going alongside with this show's development, actually learn some new tools along the way, actually learn a little bit more slight social developments literally along the way. But the broader picture here that I actually want to try and actually get with here and discuss is that the big four, the big social media sites, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, TikToks, the Twitters, the YouTubes, they are literally cracking down on social media. They're literally cracking down on managed content creators heavily at this time. Moments at the Supreme Court, mainly Ray Moon is actually labeling managed content and other social media content like some content that they would deem as extremist, right? Where you actually see SNEAKO make it like some content that deals with like Jewish rhetoric, and what we see with like DJ Academics literally going off and like saying some things in reference to the alphabet community, and what I mean by alphabet, LGBTQIA, P, however the letter that you actually may spell, right? That could be like an issue with like some folks actually run the show and who own films, who own Hollywood, who actually own a stake in social media. They may have some issues, and the way that's going on like a Man's Street channel and how women are actually going to take it, they may deem some of that content as misogynist based on that. And social media is going to get like a huge dream because they rely on a lot of these women that actually make all these consumer products in order to make them money. They rely on those ads in order to keep them fun, in order to keep them paid, so that they rely on all these products that they'll be able to sell to a lot of female consumers who actually make up the majority of the consumer base, right? So anytime that the money is trend, it's game over. Just like what happened with Andrew Tate, just like what would happen with SNEAKO. And they have amassed literally millions of followers in their channels. Like Andrew Tate, literally 3-4 million. SNEAKO with his 2 channels in total like close to 2.5 million. And they got shut down on YouTube just like this, right? You know what I'm saying? Straight like that, okay? At any given moment, right? Your channel could be taken down if like stuff really gets further out of line. YouTube and Twitch can literally shut you down just like that, right? And Twitch is a lot stricter than YouTube as well. Also be on the lookout for that. So I advise you guys, you can still work with DJ Academics and SNEAKO, but I advise you to do it literally behind the scenes and rather not have them up in person for the time being until at least the heat dies down for some months and change, right? But if you guys continue to actually have them on continuously and they already have their notorious Easters and all that other stuff that actually come by, unfortunately it may not be a good look for you, and your channel could be at risk of actually getting terminated through your account, as well as Twitch and the podcast, and they find out what's really heard throughout these streets. There could be a chance to actually terminate your podcast too. It depends on what's going on, because you're not really dealing with free speech. You're actually dealing with unfortunate tolerated speech, right? And even if you do shift your channel up to Rumble, right, you still lost some of these other social media outlets that you actually get more following of, that you actually make more money of, right? So even if you still stay live on Rumble and you primarily stream through there, right, you're still not going to be able to get the same number of fan following. May not. I'm not saying definite. You may not be able to get like the same level of fan following. You may not be able to the same level of revenue as you had where you had all these social media platforms really having you back, right? So who knows how Rumble's gonna go? Who knows how far Rumble will popularize over time in the next few years? We don't know, but I would strongly advise you guys to please take my advice very seriously. And also, I thoroughly wish you hadn't really fired Allende, because he could actually guide you much further than where you need to go. Everything actually like worked to perfection with the popularity and everything, that's great, but at least have him around so that you'll be able to have those discussions in like a more civil manner, so that controversy won't be all fully raised up and you have to worry about having controversy brewed all over your channel and all over your group. Alright? So I want to leave it with that, and I'm just going to be done speaking my piece on that. Now, acting SNEAKO, right? I suggest you guys please lay low. because I know you have like a huge target in your back. You know, SNEAKO, I know you already got your Rumble. Try to work on that so you can try and get the Rumble phone all together. But I fully suggest you actually lay low for the podcast at least for a while, because you have a lot of people really coming at your neck right now. And as for Ak, alright, what you've done is extremely unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional, right? But then again, both of y'all been literally doing all this stuff for like literally majority all your life, you know, basically trolling throughout the whole internet, right? And I could actually tell this as a fellow mathematician myself, man, that's like pure hearted embarrassment, man. You're leading all this stuff with arrogance and letting money trying to derail and cloud your judgment. That's like a huge issue as well. I suggest you literally try to lay low and actually try to curb your amends, because saying all this stuff when it comes to the alphabet stuff with like a bunch of like these big timers watching, they can literally shut down your channel too, alright, at any given moment. And not many rappers up in that space really respect you, you know, as you think they do, or not many celebrities respect you as you think they do. So I suggest you should humble yourself a bit more, in my personal opinion. Alright? Now to the general public. Okay? Please understand. Alright, please thoroughly understand that just because a content creator is really popular doesn't fully mean that that person is legitimate or that group is legitimate or they actually have experience giving their expertise on what they do. That it could be students of the game, or they already have experience from first-hand knowledge after months of studying and after months of actually being on the field and years of being on the field, right? Outside of the podcast, outside the channels of what they do they have experience knowing what the heck they're talking about? Those are the things that you really have to know behind the scenes. I know, like I see, like a lot of youngins, okay, that watch some of this manosphere content, right? And I even want some grown folks like myself as well. I just want to thoroughly try to remind you with this. Please make sure you thoroughly vet these channel creators, content creators very properly. Get to know their backstory, get to know their background. Try to see who they thoroughly are before you even try to dig. Maybe actually buy one, they probably see who they are, but if there's some controversy that's brewing within them, be open-minded to listening to like who they are and who they are personally, what they do behind the scenes. And yes, what they do have a legitimate system that they actually tweaked over years through their own experience. But you also have to understand the person for within. But if it's like in business, you want to try and get like a leg up to actually improve your whole social skills and your social life. Just like myself, who I'd still be still dealing with some of the effects from autism, like probably will deal with it for the rest of my life, right? All I'm saying is to try and make sure you thoroughly vet them, thoroughly affect their personality, thoroughly affect their character, vet their character, see who they are, and make sure you do your thorough due diligence before you try to dive into some of the products that they're actually doing, and see if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, if it does not work for you, you have to write the test and actually try something new and experiment. But all that stuff's gonna really go off the way, so you don't make the effort to actually try it yourself to see what works and what doesn't work. And if it doesn't really work and you get like way negative results than you expected, then just quickly throw it in the trash and actually try something new and go back to the drawing board. That's as simple as that. Now, this video, I'm not going to dig into the whole crazy whole women thing, because I gotta try and be more fair on the other side of the board as well. So I'm gonna give a bit of a surprise example and a good quick example of how to thoroughly conduct debates or conversation in a thorough manner without actually disrespecting the other person. I admit I have that same problem myself, which I'm doing my best to try to work on moving forward in the months to come, right? Because I'm already growing myself, I need to grow up also. So with that, I think I'm actually going to call it a night. This is like a very, very, very deep analysis of what's really going on, all that controversy behind the scenes and all the craziness that's been going on up on camera. Alright, so y'all have a good night. I know y'all have you a little bit of a work week ahead of y'all, so I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. Chris Paul from the Nerd Chronicles, Chris Paul from the Nerd Chronicles signing out. Don't forget to check out the link to my anchor podcast, The Bob Chronicles, more specifically, the illegitimacy of FreshandFit. And I'll actually dig into further details on my opinion on why I think they're actually illegitimate based on my knowledge and based on what's actually shown up in these YouTube streets. You'll find those in the comments below in that part of the episode as well as the previous episode before. Alright? Please take a listen to it. Y'all take care. Alright? Deuces. Good night.